India and China, two of the world's largest armies, have a combined strength of over 4.5 million active personnel. These two titans of the East, steeped in ancient histories and modern ambition, possess military arsenals that are as diverse as they are formidable. Let's begin with India, a nation that has rapidly modernized its military in recent years. With an active force of over 1.5 million soldiers, it's the second largest standing army in the world. Its military prowess is further bolstered by an impressive air force, a formidable navy, and a robust missile system. Not to mention, India is one of the few nations in the world that maintains a no-first-use nuclear policy, a testament to its commitment to peace. Now let's turn our attention to China. The People's Liberation Army, with an active personnel of over 2 million, is the world's largest military force. China's military capabilities are vast, with an extensive range of state-of-the-art weaponry, sophisticated technology, and a rapidly expanding navy. China's strategic nuclear deterrent, with its intercontinental ballistic missiles, adds another layer to its formidable defense. It's essential to understand that while both India and China have made significant strides in military technology, they also hold profound respect for the devastating consequences of war. They each possess unique strengths. India with its seasoned combat experience and strategic alliances, and China with its technological edge and superior numbers. These two nations have been engaged in a delicate dance of diplomacy and tension for decades. Their border disputes are complex and layered, rooted in history and geography. The military strength they each wield is not just a testament to their national security, but also a reflection of their geopolitical ambitions. The sheer scale of these forces paints a sobering picture of what an escalated conflict could mean. It's a reminder that strength is not just about the ability to wage war, but also the power to maintain peace. For now, the world watches and waits as India and China continue to navigate their intricate relationship. The India-China border dispute is not a new issue. It traces its roots back to the mid-20th century. To fully comprehend the ongoing tension, let's take a quick journey back in time. The India-China border dispute, or as it's commonly known, the Sino-Indian border dispute, began in earnest post-World War II. After gaining independence in 1947, India inherited the colonial administrative boundaries, which were not recognized by the People's Republic of China, established in 1949. Two regions primarily mark the crux of this dispute: Aksai Chin in the west and Arunachal Pradesh in the east. The first major conflict erupted in 1962, a short but intense war known as the Sino-Indian War. It ended with China's unilateral ceasefire, but the damage was done. The border dispute remained mostly dormant until the late 80s, when both nations decided to maintain peace along the disputed border. The 90s were marked by confidence-building measures, including agreements to maintain tranquility and frequent high-level talks. However, disputes rekindled in the early 21st century. There were numerous standoffs, but none as significant as the one in 2017 at Doklam, a plateau close to the Indian border. This 73-day standoff ended with both sides withdrawing their troops, but it left an indelible mark on their bilateral relations. Fast forward to 2020, the Galwan Valley clash resulted in the death of 20 Indian soldiers, marking the first fatalities in 4 decades. This incident significantly strained the already tenuous relationship between these two nuclear-armed nations. The history of the India-China border dispute is a complex tapestry of historical claims, strategic importance, and national pride. It's not just about a line on a map, it's about the lives, livelihoods, and the future of two of the world's most populous nations. Understanding this history provides critical context for the current tensions. This dispute is not just a geopolitical issue, but a testament to the intricate dynamics of international relations. As we move forward, the lessons from history serve as a reminder of the high stakes involved in resolving this border dispute. A full-scale conflict between India and China would not only have military implications, but could also trigger a financial crisis. Let's delve deeper into this possibility. India and China, as two of the world's largest economies, are deeply interwoven through trade, investment, and mutual dependencies. Their economies are like two colossal gears of the global economic machine, turning in tandem, their actions echoing across the globe. Imagine this: India is one of the largest markets for Chinese goods. From smartphones to toys, the Made in China tag is a common sight in Indian households. On the other hand, China relies on India for certain raw materials and services. A conflict could potentially disrupt these trade lines, causing economic tremors in both countries. But this is not just about trade. A lot of Chinese companies have invested heavily in India's booming tech and startup scene. A conflict could jeopardize these investments, causing a ripple effect in the global startup ecosystem. Similarly, Indian companies with a presence in China could face backlash, leading to job losses and a downturn in profitability. The domino effect doesn't stop there, though. The global markets, ever sensitive to geopolitical tensions, could react negatively to a potential India-China conflict. This could lead to a drop in investor confidence, causing stock markets to tumble and currencies to fluctuate. Even the global supply chains could feel the strain of such a conflict. Given that China is a manufacturing hub and India a software giant, any disruption could impact a multitude of industries worldwide, from electronics to IT services. In a world that's already grappling with the aftermath of a pandemic, this could be another blow that pushes us towards a global financial crisis. Therefore, it's not just about the direct military implications of an India-China conflict. It's about the potential economic earthquake that could follow, shaking the very foundations of our interconnected global economy. The economic fallout from such a conflict could reverberate globally, affecting us all. Beyond the financial implications, an escalated conflict could also lead to a humanitarian crisis. It's essential to remember that the ripple effects of such a dispute are far-reaching and can have severe consequences on the very fabric of society. Consider, for instance, the potential displacement of people. If this conflict were to escalate, it could result in thousands, if not millions, of individuals being uprooted from their homes. These are people who have spent generations cultivating the land, tending to their crops, and building their communities. Suddenly, they may find themselves having to abandon everything they've known and loved, thrust into uncertainty and instability. And then there are the potential human rights issues. History has shown us that during times of conflict, the rights of ordinary citizens often take a back seat to national security. Freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and even the right to privacy could be compromised. The fabric of democracy could be stretched thin as the balance of power tips towards the side of security over liberty. Let's not forget about the strain on resources. An escalated conflict could lead to a surge in demand for food, water, and medical supplies. Infrastructure could be damaged, and access to vital services could be disrupted. And as resources become scarce, the prices of these basic necessities could skyrocket, putting them out of reach for many. And what about the environment? The potential environmental impact of a full-blown conflict is yet another factor to consider. From the destruction of natural habitats to the potential for increased pollution, the environmental toll could be significant. These are just a few examples of the potential repercussions of an escalated conflict between India and China. The stakes extend far beyond the battlefield, potentially impacting millions of lives. It's a sobering thought, and one that underscores the importance of diplomacy and dialogue in resolving disputes. As we move forward, let's hope that cooler heads prevail, and that solutions can be found that respect the rights and dignity of all involved. The stakes extend far beyond the battlefield, potentially impacting millions of lives. In a world that is more interconnected than ever, it is vital to stay informed and engaged with global events. The complexities of global events, like the current border dispute between India and China, are often more nuanced than what the headlines suggest. To fully grasp the implications, we need to go beyond the surface. It's about delving into the details, understanding the history, the politics, and the socio-economic factors that all play a part in shaping the narrative. So how do we do this? Firstly, follow reliable news sources. In an era where misinformation is just a click away, it's crucial to use credible outlets for your information. Choose those that are committed to journalistic integrity and fact-checking. Diversify your sources to gain different perspectives. This could mean reading papers from both India and China to get a more balanced view. Secondly, don't shy away from the complexities. Global issues aren't always black and white. They're often a blend of grey areas filled with historical context, political maneuvering, and socio-economic implications. It's important to understand these nuances to get a comprehensive view of the situation. Next, engage in informed discussions. Knowledge is more powerful when shared. Discuss these issues with your friends, your family, or even online communities. But remember, it's not about winning arguments. It's about fostering understanding, promoting empathy, and encouraging critical thinking. Lastly, keep the conversation going. Staying informed isn't a one-time thing. It's a commitment to continuous learning and understanding. So make it a habit to keep up with the news, to read, to discuss, and to question. Remember, our understanding and awareness of global issues can shape the world for the better. Let's use our voices, our platforms, and our influence to make a positive impact.